Hello and welcome to my reading today. My name is Colette and this is a reading for the new moon that has taken place in Taurus. The new moon has been conjunct Black Moon Lilith, also trining Pluto and sextile to Neptune. This reading that I'm doing now is actually the tarot part of the reading that I do for the moons. And the astrology reading will also be being put up as well. This is quite a, how can I put it, kind of a dark energy that we're dealing with at this time with this new moon conjunct Black Moon Lilith, and it's kind of coming through quite strongly in the cards as well. If I look at the cards, I can see the energy actually being represented here. So I will explain more of that as I go along. So this reading is basically my intuitive interpretation for the next 2 weeks of what I feel that we will be dealing with and the best way for us to deal with that at this time. So I start all my readings off with one of these cards when it's a new or a full moon, which is from the Celestial deck, the Celestial Gallery Meditation deck. All the information will be in the description box down below for all the cards that I use today for anybody who's interested. But this is the Palace of the Medicine Buddha. And it says, known as the Masters of Remedies, the Enlightened One gathered together all the Hindu gods of healing, bodhisattvas of medicine, great Tibetan doctors and great sages of India, masters of herbs, to cure all the sickness of the world. Together, these great healers assist the human form to respond to the natural healing impulse. Just as the Dalai Lama teaches that health is a question of balance, seek a sound body, mind and spirit, and this material impulse will be activated. Sorry, this natural impulse will be activated. Look deeply inside, you will find the paradise realm of the medicine Buddha that is within our universal body. And its main message is about restoring balance, which is very apt, I feel, at this time for everything that we are going through when it comes to what's happening outside in the bigger world at this time. This kind of division between those who do and those who don't is probably the best way for me to put it, because certain words will trigger certain things on the channel, on YouTube itself, and they will give me a strike, close down the channel. It's a very difficult thing to talk about at this time. But I feel as though this is kind of talking about our natural responses to this and to take care of ourselves on all levels in order to stay as healthy as possible at this time, and that there are alternative ways to do that is kind of what's coming through for me there. So the 3 moon cards representing this new moon, we have Taurus, because that's where the new moon is taking place at 21 degrees. And it says prosperity lies ahead, because Taurus is all about prosperity, it's all about finance, it's about values, it's about our the things that make us feel good. Taurus rules all of the physical senses, our hearing, our sight, our taste, our touch, as well as our smell as well, one that tends to get kind of left out quite a lot. But Taurus is responsible for all of those. It's responsible for how we feel within our bodies, because it is very much body related. Taurus is the physical, and it is the fixed moon as well. And so this fixed moon again is saying hold your vision. So we have had quite a lot of fixed energy at this time. So we are kind of being put into what feels like or we have been put into this kind of holding energy of not being able to kind of move forward with things. We're having to kind of stay with what we're hoping for or thinking for, like very much to do with how we, because everything is changing so much, so fast, so quickly. It's like, how do we want our lives to be when we come out of this? How do we want things to be? How do we want the world to be? So this is kind of saying, hold your own vision here. And we also, of course, have the new moon energy, which is all about planting something new, all about a new start actually coming for us as we go further along into this new moon energy. What are we planting? What are we wanting to occur, to do with this Taurus energy of values, relationships, love, beauty, all the things that is ruled by Venus, who is the ruler of Taurus. So the Taurus energy itself is being very much at this time, she's conjunct, as I was saying, Black Moon Lilith, but she's also trining Pluto, or Pluto is trining the Sun and the new moon at this time, and that Taurus energy. And also sextile to Neptune at this time as well. So I'm going to just start the reading with the first card that we have here. And Pluto, whenever Pluto is involved in a aspect, even though it's a trining aspect, this particular aspect, which is a good aspect to have, it's a helpful aspect, but we're dealing with Pluto, and Pluto is a deep transformational planet. It's a malefic, which means that it always works through adversity. So even though things, so even though it's a trining energy, it's still going to be difficult. It's still going to be hard. It's still going to be a lot of inner work that we have to do. A transformation is occurring collectively as well as individually within us all at this time. And we have the High Priestess as our first card here, which is very much kind of echoing, shall we say, that energy at this time. At the bottom here it says, darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery, which I feel is this Black Moon Lilith energy. Black Moon Lilith, recently I heard her spoken of as being righteous rage, and I totally get that, because if we look around at what's happening at this time, there's a lot of reasons to be feeling this righteous rage, but this rage, this righteousness, this Black Moon Lilith energy goes back. It's primordial, it's raw energy. It goes back to the beginning of time itself, because the actual Black Moon Lilith energy is from the dark side of the moon. It's the side of the moon which is seen, the moon is our emotions, it's the soul energy. And the dark side of the moon is never seen. It's a sign of the moon, side of the moon, sorry, that we never actually get to see. So it's mysterious, it's unknown, which is also this energy here as well, the High Priestess. She is the unknown. She also has the moon above her there as well. But for me today, this is coming through as that Black Moon Lilith energy, which talks about the things that we don't want to acknowledge, the things that we don't want to, like the taboo subjects, very much to do with sex and lust and kind of the darker side of our emotions, the darker side, the shadow side that we tend to kind of push away and ignore. And for me as well, I see it very much as the kind of feminine energy that has been denied for a long time. She is that kind of raging, untamable, wild, feminine energy that is nature itself. It is Mother Nature. It is kind of like, you know, it's the storms that rage and destroy. It's untamable. You cannot stop it. And that's for me what this Black Moon Lilith energy is about. But it's also talking about going within here. When you feel this energy, which you will do because it will be within the body, because it's Taurus that Black Moon Lilith is in, and it's conjunct the sun and the moon. So it's really highlighted at this time, and it will remain highlighted right through until October. So this isn't just something that's going to be there for the next 2 weeks and then it's gone. This is something that's going to be continuing on, because Black Moon Lilith is going to leave Taurus and move into Gemini, where she's going to conjunct with the North Node as well. Again, I have written all about this in my astrology and the astrology video that I will be putting out as well, if you are interested in learning more about it. So it's kind of saying, and it's also interesting because it's crossed with this devil energy as well, which I feel is very much this kind of Pluto type of energy. It's like this mixture of Black Moon Lilith and Pluto together, and they are very similar. It's almost like they're like the male and female counterpart in some ways. That's how I see Black Moon Lilith and Pluto, because Pluto also deals with all the taboo subjects, sex, death, all the mysteries of life in many ways, and Black Moon Lilith is the same kind of energy, except it's the more it's feminine. It's more to do with emotions, whereas Pluto is more to do with actual changes within a collective. But the Devil card here, if you look at this card, it's very interesting, because this person, which is actually the Jester or the Fool in this card tarot deck, he is sitting there in this cage with this devil energy behind him, and he's completely oblivious to the fact that the door is open and that he can escape at any moment in time that he wants to. But he's totally held in chains by this energy. And this energy for me is the energy that is like the energy of power, of those in seats of power, those who tell us what we can and cannot do with our lives. This energy is about, in many ways, Black Moon Lilith as well, is about breaking free from this. As I was saying, righteous rage, it's like, you know, you have the right to be angry. You have the right to feel this, to feel what you're feeling. To be upset at what's happening to you, around you, to those that you love. This is, for me, it is a very dark energy. Black Moon Lilith trining Pluto is a dark energy. You cannot escape that this is a dark energy. And we are seeing a lot of this dark energy kind of emerging even more. And if you listen to certain alternative sites and things online, or read alternative viewpoints, then you will understand exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this dark energy that has control over the vast majority of people on this planet at this time. So the challenge here is really to break free. But when you've been kind of manipulated and controlled for so long, it's really hard to break out of that control. When you've trusted, when you've kind of given your your power away in many ways, and trusted that somebody else is going to take care of you, wants what's best for you, then it's very hard to allow yourself to break free from that state of control. And what we have in our heads and what we're aware of at this time, for me today, this is very much the Neptune energy as well, because Neptune is trining all of that energy. The Black Moon Lilith and the new moon energy itself is being sextiled by Neptune, which again is a good aspect. But it's kind of highlighting this sense of confusion, this sense of not really knowing what's going on, not really knowing what to do, how to go about doing things, how to possibly change our experiences, or change the experiences that are to come. It's a state of confusion, and Neptune is very much about confusion. She is the unknown. So we don't know what's coming next, especially when it's upside down. We don't know what's coming. So that is kind of adding into this energy of this transformation, because it is transformation that's taking place, but at the same time it's difficult, it's not easy, it's accepting things we don't want to accept on some level, which again is that Black Moon Lilith energy of having to go within our darker emotions, within looking into the places that we don't want to look, looking and accepting things we may not want to accept are real. Because we are talking about the very physical domain, which has come out here with the Palace of Coins. And I see the Palace cards, I'm now beginning to see them as all of the cards of that particular suit kind of put into that one place. So it's like all of that energy, all of that pentacle, coin, disc, whichever you want to call it, but they relate to the very physical domain. So this for me is like the Taurus energy that we are dealing with at this time. And the Taurus energy is literally the earth. It is what feeds us, it's what takes care of us, it's what sustains us, supports us. Without any of this, we would have nothing. And for me, this is something that very much goes unnoticed or unrecognised. The very, dare I say, kind of feminine aspect of, again, this kind of Black Moon Lilith energy, the goddess energy, that has been kind of taken over and removed from our lives for a long, 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 long time. So for me, it's kind of saying without Mother Earth, we would have nothing. This is all that we are, comes from this energy, and there is no separation. And at the subconscious level, the root level of what we are dealing with at this time, we have the Five of Swords, which is an energy of defeat, and it's already it's in reverse, so it's already an energy of defeat and an energy of feeling almost like giving up, almost like what's the point in a way. It can also be seen as an energy of conflict, like inner conflict, like the mind trying to make sense of certain situations that don't make sense. I'm also seeing this again as kind of that Pluto, Black Moon, Lilith kind of energy as well. But also these swords are kind of coming through for me as things that you kind of shoot into your arm, shall we say. And there's just this general darkness around this whole period of time, I feel. And again, we have more kind of, with the Palace of Swords, as I was saying earlier, it's like that energy is all concentrated. It's like all concentrated in one place. And here it's in reverse. And so for me, it's coming through in a similar vein to this here. In the sense of it feels like control. It feels like manipulation. It feels like some kind of, you know, mind games, shall we say. And possibly also trying to find the truth in it all as well. Trying to find the truth, what actually is the truth. Because there is a lot of confusion in the world at this time as to what's real and what's not, what's true, what isn't, what should I listen to, what should I not, what should I take on board as reality. And really it's saying, with the High Priestess card here as well, it's kind of saying, you know, at the end of the day, you have to learn to trust your own instincts. Trust how you feel instinctually, which again is another thing that has been kind of devalued. And Taurus and Venus being ruled, Taurus being ruled by Venus is all about values as well. What do we value? Why do we value it? Our possessions, what we own, what we want. So we then have, in the place where we are at this time, the Eight of Cups, along with the King of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is always about walking away from something. About leaving something behind. And it is an emotional situation as well, especially as we have the King of Cups here, who is very much the emotional, compassionate, caring, nurturing side of our nature as well. Male or female, it doesn't make any difference. The king is the kind of maturer, in that sense, energy. But today, interestingly, it's kind of coming through as being the odd one out, because I'm seeing this green cup here as this cup here. It's kind of sticking out for me in the same way. It's like that green cup there is different. It's not unusual, but it's unique. It's it sticks out in the crowd. It sticks out when it comes to all these cards here. It's like all of these, sorry, these cups here. It's like all these cups come from the same production line, shall we say, whereas this one green cup comes from somewhere else. It's kind of joined into this group here, but it's not part of it. And so for me, this is coming through as a sense of integrity, as a sense of knowing your feelings on something and holding on to them, being true to them. Not going with the crowd, not following the masses, because as I was saying, he's walking away from something. So that's how it feels. It feels to me as though he's walking away from the crowd, he's walking away from the masses, he's walking away from what am I getting here? From like in a sense mob rule in a way. Like being the same as everyone else just because it's easier. It's like, no. Be true to yourself. Stick to your own values emotionally. You know what's right. You know what's the right thing to do here. So don't let others pressure you into something that's not the right thing for you. Because we have the Three of Swords after this card as well, which is the kind of environment card at this time. And the Three of Swords is a card of heartache. If you see her close up, she is crying. There are tears here. She is weeping. She has her hand clutched to her heart. It is heartbreak. And it's in reverse, so it almost feels as though it's an energy of not knowing. Not knowing why this is happening, this heartbreak, this reason for this sorrow, this well, not just unhappiness, but this is kind of deep wounding, which is also things that are being brought up to the surface as well at this time. Again, this could also be to do with the Black Moon Lilith, like righteous rage over things, but also not blaming other people, but seeing where it's coming from within yourself as well. What is it triggering within you that is making you respond or react like this? And when it's in reverse as well, I also get the feeling that there could be situations of people feeling that they could or should have done more. But like it's too late. It's too late to act now, is what's also coming through here. They could have done more to stop this situation from becoming a reality in a way, or this heartache that is going to be, or is being felt at this time. Again, with these swords here, they are very much coming through for me, not just as a mental process here, but also as the reason behind what's causing all this. outpouring of wounded heart energy. What's in our hopes and our fears at this time? We have the Nine of Cups. So really we just want to feel good. We just want to feel good. We just want to enjoy life. We just want to have, and this is very Taurus energy as well, indulgence in our happiness, in our senses. We just want to feel it. We just want to experience things. We just want to have a good time, have a good life, enjoy the fruits of our labour. It's that kind of energy. And the final card here is the Six of Swords in reverse. And again today I'm seeing this as us kind of wanting to move out of this energy, wanting to move away from all of this. Again, these swords are coming through in a very, what's the word I'm looking for? A very particular way for me today. But it's in reverse, so it's this kind of energy of being caught up in this, like almost like this is a barrier, almost like he can't move forward because all of that is in the way. We want to get out of, because the Six of Swords talks about moving out of stormy waters into calmer, more serene, more kind of peaceful time. And I always see archways as well as being that kind of energy of moving out of something. And it could also be that he's moving, like that he's standing at the back of the boat and he's moving towards that, but because it's in reverse I kind of see it more in the sense of being blocked by this. There's something that's blocking us from being able to get beyond this. Something that is not allowing our peace of mind and our contentment and dreams and wishes and desires to just enjoy life. It's kind of how it's coming through for me. It's interesting as well because the actual person in the boat is also wearing a mask as well. So masks, as you know at this time, are kind of the in thing, shall we say. But also masks hide the real person. It can hide the truth. Which is what I'm seeing here. And if you look at his face as well, he doesn't look, he looks a bit like what's behind this mask is something that you wouldn't want to particularly be around, is how I'm kind of seeing this at this time. It's an energy that, and it's in purple as well, he's wearing purple, so again that's coming through to me as a sense of power, which is Pluto energy. Pluto is also about power. It's about those who have the power wanting to keep the power, not wanting to let go, not wanting to allow others to have their own empowerment. So that is how I'm seeing that card today. It's like powers that be who are holding on to the reins, causing a lot of confusion. And making things happen that are not necessarily beneficial to us at this time. That's probably the best way for me to put this. So let's see what we get for the Priestess and the Devil energy, which for me, as I was saying, is the Black Moon Lilith energy herself. Okay. So we get 3 cards, and we have the 3 of Cups in reverse, we have the Chariot in reverse, and we have the Star in reverse as well. So the 3 of Cups talks about, in this card, it's called abundance. And on some level, I would kind of relate it to this sense of again, it's like feeding something, because it comes down, you see here there's this 1 cup that goes into these 2 cups. It kind of separates and feeds both energies here, but it's in reverse. So today, for me, this is coming through as a sense of, especially when it's got the Chariot here as well, it's like blockage, like things not flowing, things kind of being stopped, things, especially with the Chariot in reverse and the Star in reverse here as well. Because she's, with the Star and it's upright, she's also trying to keep things flowing, and so is the Chariot. When the Chariot is upright, the Chariot is moving forward, it's making things happen, it's wanting things to move beyond where we are, to get moving, to shift things. But when it's in reverse, it's kind of saying that there's blockage, and that's what I'm picking up here right the way through. There is blockage. And I feel as though it's to do with this card here, this kind of like being stuck in this cage, but the cage is kind of our own making. That's another thing about the Devil energy. It is giving our power away. It's very much Pluto energy. It's very much to do with giving our power away. And this sense of, like with the Star in reverse, this sense of kind of hopelessness, of kind of disconnection, of no longer feeling we are part of everything and everything is part of us, which is really what the truth of the Star card is, and is the truth of everything. Like, there is no disconnection, everything is connected. But this energy here is very much about disconnection. It's about disconnecting ourselves from our higher self in order to be able to keep that control. So when the Chariot is in reverse as well, it's very much saying to me there's just this blockage, something is stuck, something, and kind of relates to this energy here as well. So I was saying this blockage, not being able to move beyond that point at this time. Also being over the High Priestess or the Black Moon Lilith energy as well. There's this kind of sense with this Chariot card here as well, that what he's holding in his hands is a bit like a radar. I'm not sure why that's coming through like that at this time. A radar. A radar kind of tracks things. So it could also have something to do with that as well. Like every move that we make is being tracked, is being is on somebody's radar somewhere, is how it's kind of coming through here. And that the whole point at this time is to stop this movement. Stop us from discovering ourselves, our connection to everything. Control. It's just coming through as control. Mass control. Okay, so also the abundance card in reverse here as well is kind of saying to me now that this is also about controlling the emotions or manipulating the emotions. If we can have our emotions manipulated and used against us, then it's easier to control us, to stop us from moving forward as a collective. And to keep us disconnected from each other, to keep us apart, to keep things, again, this sense of kind of dualism. Because it is much easier to control people when they're in that state of fear than it is when they're in that higher vibration of knowing that they're connected to life, the universe, everything. And that there is a purpose and a higher energy, a higher force, a higher plan even. Because the High Priestess also talks about seeing beyond the veil as well, into the unknown. So over the top of the the Seven of Cups, we get the Two of Wands, which is Dominion in this deck. So Two of Wands, again in reverse. It's kind of saying that there's a lot, because of the confusion here, this is usually about an idea, something that sparks us, something that makes us want to create something, bring something together, have control over something, again because it's in reverse. Dominion literally means like dominion, control, or over your environment, like your dominion, which is a word that's going to come out a lot at this time as well, I feel. So I don't know if I should keep saying it, but there is certain things going on in the world at this time that could have something to do with this particular word, and I'm not going to say it again. But it's in reverse. And it is part of everything that is going on this planet at this time that is helping to bring in all this confusion and of everything that we've kind of gone through over this last, what, 15, 17 months or so. I'm also kind of seeing it as in somehow or other, individually in our lives. It's almost like a sense of being blindfolded and kind of taking a lucky dip, not knowing what you're going to get, and then kind of having to make the best of whatever it is that you get, the hand that you're being dealt. And because you're not being able to make decisions with full knowledge of what would help to make more, what's the word I'm looking for, like decisions with knowledge, wisdom, facts behind them. There's a word for that, but it's eluding me. That's how it's coming through, is this kind of state of lucky dip, of not really knowing what you're going to get next and having to make the most of it, or having to make the best of it at this time. And it may not be what you're expecting. Or what you had planned in a way. And we get the High Priestess again over the top of this Palace of Coins, which for me is very much this earthy energy, Mother Earth energy, Gaia energy. As I was saying, there's this kind of veil. I feel that it is kind of being lifted at this time. The High Priestess does talk about, you know, those with eyes to see and ears to hear, and which is, again, the senses of Taurus. But it also talks about the one sense that is usually ignored, which is that instincts. It's that inner knowing, that knowing that you know. You may not know why you know, but you know that you know. You may not even know what it is that you know on some level, but there's something. It's like a gut instinct that tells you something. And that's the kind of High Priestess energy. It's when you go within your own intuitive understanding, because you're connecting with something that is connected to everything else. It's like that net here represents that energy of being connected to everything, like a spider web or a cobweb. It's like, you know, it's kind of connected, kind of draped over everything, and you kind of work with it. And the deeper you go within your own knowing and trusting that knowing, the more is revealed. But it's also, it's revealed on a higher level as well, like a higher understanding, wisdom and knowledge beyond just the physical domain. And this is very Neptune energy, as I was saying earlier. This is, I actually see this more as Neptune energy, and I see this more as the Black Moon Lilith energy at this time. But it's all connected to this earth energy of Taurus as well. The physical plane, the physical domain. But knowing there's more to life, which is kind of what this Black Moon Lilith and Pluto trining each other is trying to teach us as well. That we are more than just the physical realm. That there is spirit or soul or universal energy, creative life force that flows through everything. We are it and it is us. Again, no separation. And that even in death, death itself is a transformation. It's the hardest one for us to understand. It's the hardest one for us to come to terms with. It's probably one of the biggest and last taboos in that sense, of the physical form no longer being animated and alive and and moving beyond that veil, where we can no longer physically be in contact. Which is something that happens to all of us, and it's also something that is the one thing that you can be absolutely 100% certain of. But at this time, it kind of feels as though Black Moon Lilith and Pluto are kind of trying to teach us that message, teach us that lesson. And then we have the Magician, or the Magus, in reverse. And for me, when the Magus is in reverse, he's coming through as a state of confused manifestation, which kind of goes well with this energy here as well, because this is about the, as I was saying, this inner conflict and sense of defeat. So it's almost saying that before we even set out to do anything, this is on a subconscious level. It's almost like we're already in that sense, that kind of energy of what's the point? Is there any point to it? Is there any reason for it? What is the point of me trying to bring all this together or create all of this energy? Create something positive. But it's also a sense of higher mind as well, which is interesting because there's also this monkey down here, which I kind of see as this monkey mind. It's like the mundane mind, the mundane everyday mind, which is kind of Gemini, Mercury ruled mind, whereas the magician, when he's in his upright state, is actually coming from a higher energy, a more kind of Aquarius, Uranus energy. Connected to things on a higher level, but he's in reverse here, so he's kind of working, sorry my nose keeps running, he's working with the lower levels here. It's working with the base energies, it's working just coming from that lower level of understanding, of not going beyond the mundane and the physical energy. Almost like, you know, with the monkey mind, it's repetitive. It's like being taught something and just repeating it over and over again until it becomes like real or truth to us, and we don't want to challenge it. But it can also cause conflict within us as well. Because maybe on some deeper level we also know that it's not the truth, or we know that we're not being told how things really are. So it's kind of saying, do we trust that animal, monkey, more ego kind of mind, or do we go more with our higher instinctual high priestess intuitive mind? Kind of Mercury versus Uranus mind in a way. And Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. Mercury again being that mundane communication, data, inquiring, inquisitive, curious. But at the same time, kind of repetitive, almost dull in a way, because it's kind of just, it doesn't take us out beyond what we've already learnt or what we already know. So it kind of keeps us in that same energy of knowing. And we have the Ace of Swords over the Palace of Swords, which is interesting because I saw this upside down. I was going to say something earlier, but I didn't, but I should have. But I saw this literally as being like a sword energy there. This is probably what it's meant to be. It's probably meant to be like a sword, look like a sword, because it is to do with Palace of Swords. But with the Ace of Swords coming out over the top, it's kind of looking to me like a victory. As I was talking about here with this kind of the lower mind and the higher mind, it's kind of seeing the truth, it's seeing the higher truth of something, realization. Is how it's coming through. It's like there's clarity, there's illumination, there's light, like consciousness is how this is coming through for me. It's like a consciousness, a kind of awakening. something sparked, something, and it's an ace as well, so it's something new. It's a new way of seeing or understanding, going beyond, as I was saying, this kind of mundane monkey mind, this collective kind of awakening to a truth that as so far we haven't recognized, or we haven't been able to grasp even. And we also have the Fool energy come out with this card as well. And the Fool is about this kind of new leap forward into something beyond where we've been so far. It is trust. Trusting that inner knowing, that inner instinct. Leaping into the unknown, not knowing what we're going to find, but still being willing, still being willing to trust the journey. And it is like a new journey, which of course the new moon is all about a new start. But this feels like it's on a bigger level. Like a crowning of something, which is how I'm seeing, like this, almost like a victory over this energy here. Breaking free, breaking out of this, because this again is this, as I was saying, this is the jester here in this cage. I don't know if you can see the cage there, the door is open, the cage door is open. So this is this character here kind of suddenly getting a realization, an understanding, a higher input of energy, which is us collectively. This is what I'm seeing. This is us collectively. And this is the new us collectively. It's like freedom. It's like fighting out of this cage, out of this, all of this control and manipulation and darkness, which is really what we're fighting against at this time. Other people's ideas, thoughts, beliefs, how we should and shouldn't behave, how they have more rights to tell us what to do than we have to actually do what we want to do or what we feel drawn to do. The devil can also talk about rules and regulations, because it is the energy of Saturn, which Saturn is the restrictor. He is the energy that controls the physical domain in that sense, because he's the last planet that we can see with the naked eye. So beyond that is the higher consciousness of energy, and Saturn is the kind of cut-off point of our physical domain. So that's how I'm seeing this energy today. I'm seeing this as this new kind of very like this awakening. Literally, it's like this awakening, like something is just going to, almost like a, they talk about, again going back to the monkey, a kind of a 100th monkey tipping point energy of where something just kind of wakes everything up within the mind, the consciousness, the collective conscious mind is awoken, and it changes something forever. If you don't know the story of the 100th monkey, then it's worth checking out, because that's kind of how I'm seeing this today, is this kind of 100th monkey kind of tipping point of energy that we're at this time, or we're going to be moving into. But the Fool here is kind of very powerful. It's like he's found his power, he's found his inner strength, he's no longer cowering in fear. He knows who he is. He knows his journey. Or he understands that he's on this journey and what his journey means. Not necessarily the individual parts of it, but he has more kind of awareness of what it's all about now. And his part in it. And then we have the Two of Discs. Which is the card of change, but again, it's in reverse. And it is really balance. If you look at that energy there, it's balance. It doesn't really matter which way up it is either. It's kind of the same thing either way. And that's very interesting. It did come out in reverse. But it is that balance between the light and the dark. The recognition of both within everything. It's that dual energy. The masculine, the feminine. And it's come out over the top of this energy here. Which was all about this cup being unique, different to all the rest, standing out from the crowd, walking away from the mass, walking the kind of feels like walking your own path here as well. But with the King of Cups up the right way as well, kind of an emotional strength here. But this card for me, it's interesting because it's literally coming out with this sense of balance. It is a snake wrapped around, I suppose, what, two kind of disc shapes with the yin and the yang, which always predicts or shows the idea of balance of the masculine, as I was saying, the masculine within the feminine within the masculine. And of course, at this time, we're having a lot of disagreements, shall we say, about all of the energy that's going on and the way that that's kind of being forced to change things. And when it's in reverse, it may be that this change is not balanced. It literally isn't balanced because it's an energy that's being forced, situations that are being forced. Again, there's an agenda. So So it kind of feels as though it's, because it's also a figure of 8 as well, so it's also talking about kind of things being not just fated, but also like this energy of never ending, of that kind of, that's how it is. It's that never ending kind of energy. A snake has got his tail in his mouth, which signifies constance, things being constant, there never being an ending to that never ending story in a way. But this kind of shows and for me it's just coming through as an imbalance of things not being in balance. And dualism, the dual energy, masculine, feminine, right, wrong, black, white, left brain, right brain. Logic, emotions. There's an imbalance in all of it. Two of discs can also talk about working on something as well. At the beginning of something, starting something new. Because it comes after the ace. So it's a new way of working with something, or something else that's been pointed out to me as well is the fact that the darker point of this is up the top and the lighter point is at the bottom here, which is also kind of coming through in the same similar vein as this energy here. To do with the imbalance. Darkness overriding. Could also be to do with Black Moon Lilith energy as well, is what I'm kind of being given here. That for some time, because we will be feeling this up until October, so for some time there will be this imbalance of energy. There will feel possibly like the dark is devouring the light even for a time, is how this is coming through. As things get darker. Okay, so also this figure here that is walking away symbolically is, what I'm being told, and it's not an easy thing to be saying, but this is like the soul. This isn't a physical form. This is like a soul, a spirit energy. A releasing. A releasing of that energy, a releasing of the like for some people it will be a choice, that this will be their choice. In whatever form that takes, it will be their choice. And that this is them kind of moving away from the physical. During this time. Due to the imbalance, possibly the imbalance of emotions. There's too many. Okay, I'm going to take these because these were upright. So we have, interestingly, we have the Seven of Wands and we have the Ten of Cups over the top of this Three of Swords that's in reverse as well. Seven of Swords, the word here is valor. Which is like courage in a way. And I'm seeing it literally as this kind of rod here being the courage to stand up for your convictions, even when everybody else is kind of throwing their kind of ideas, points of view, opinions. And again, coming back to this kind of Eight of Cups energy here, where all of these other Seven Cups are the same. It's like similar kind of energy. It's like all of this is of the same like mind. And individual strength, courage is being needed to stand up against this, to stand in your truth, in your power, in your integrity, in your beliefs, and not allow others to batter you down. Because with the Ten of Cups over the top, it's kind of saying that if you do so, you will reach a point of emotional fulfillment, satisfaction. Even possibly trying to express your thoughts and your opinions against other people's as well, putting your point of view across, what it is that you feel passionate about, what drives you to believe the way that you believe, is what's coming through for me with over the top of this Three of Swords, which is this sense of sorrow, heart break, true wounding, not being able to let things go. Again, that's on a collective level. It's kind of saying that if those who do stand up for their own beliefs, stand strong in who they are, they will get a sense of happiness and, yeah, fulfillment. Ten of Cups. It's like all of that emotion kind of flowing out to everybody else as well. Connection is what I'm getting from this card. Emotional connection. Connecting with others. Possibly of a like mind, of the same kind of strength. And over the top of the Nine of Cups in our hopes and our fears, we have the Prince of Cups. Prince of Cups, Page of Cups. Oh, actually, no, it's the Knight of Cups. So he's coming in with this message of love, of a new love, of something new beginning. Bringing in it's almost kind of like bringing in something from a higher understanding. This is in our hopes and our fears. So that's really what we're hoping for, what we're wishing for. Again, with that Nine of Cups, it's very similar energy in the sense that we're wanting love in our lives. We're wanting to be able to express it, to feel it, to understand it maybe, to take it to another level. To trust it. He has this bird on the top of his head as well, kind of bird helmet, which for me is also a sense of freedom as well. Birds, I see them as kind of free beings, like there's no limitation. unless of course they're put in cages, in which case they're controlled and they usually stop singing, and they're usually not as happy as they are when they're able to have their freedom. And love, of course, is an energy that wants freedom. It wants to have the freedom to love, feel, be happy. Not taking that one. So the Six of Swords, energy of the Six of Swords, the Eight of Swords and the Six of Swords together is implying again this kind of caged energy, this frustration. Interference is the word that goes with this particular card, and it is in reverse. So again, it's this sense of blockage. And with the 8, it's usually to do with our own, again, our own fears, our own patterns, the way that we keep repeating things, running on that same kind of treadmill over and over again, negative thoughts that kind of get expanded into bigger stories within our own heads, our own minds, which can then become reality. It's over the top of this Six of Swords, so there's this sense of a lot of worry, a lot of stress. Interestingly, again, with the Eight of Swords, it's often shown as somebody who can break free from their own cage, their own trap. Because the only thing that's keeping them there is their mind. The only thing that's keeping them in that place of inner conflict, or keep creating those same scenarios in their lives, is their own beliefs, their own thoughts on what they deserve in many ways. So that's kind of what I'm getting, is that this is going to come down to, on some level, our own inner mind processes of what we project outwardly, whether or not we can release ourselves from this negative mind state in order to be, and one of the best ways to do that is to cut yourself off from all outside influences, which is literally what this card is saying here. Interference, outside influences being things like the media, TV, because they will just keep you in that fear, trapped in that fear, controlled by that fear. I keep coming back to this card. It seems to be kind of one of the major energies at play at this time. The control system, the power system, cutting off, challenging, crossing over our own intuition, our own knowing, our own voice, listening to ourselves, to our inner voice. because we let it, because we allow it to happen, because we tune into other people's negativity, and we keep ourselves in this dark place. We block our exit. We block our own exit by allowing this energy into our headspace. And of course our head, when that happens, it distorts everything else. You could also have a part to play with this as well. It distorts everything else. We become focused on this, the dark, the negative, and we kind of cut off from the light. And our own inner knowing, our own instincts. So I'm going to quickly read the card that I pulled earlier from the Inner Visions deck, which is a really interesting card because this is talking all about inner knowledge, ancient wisdom. Every one of those you see there is a book or a scroll. Even the actual archway itself is made from a book. It's all about wisdom. It's all about knowing and knowledge. And the card itself is called the Hall of Recorded Time. It's a bit like the Akashic Records. So this next card, or this card of the higher mind, of long distance travel and armchair travel too. This is one of my favourites, the Hall of Recorded Time, or the Hall of Forgotten Realms. It shows a myriad of stairways made up from what appears to be books, scrolls and parchments. Each volume, tome, manuscript represents a world of experience. The old elven wizard at the top of the card, I don't know if you can see him, he's on this side up there, that little figure. There you go, there he is. The elven wizard at the top of the card, to the left, is an adept at walking from one world to another. He has access to all worlds as he walks the steps of time. The colour of his robe is orange, the ray of concrete knowledge. Each step a book or scroll, each document a record of a race of beings. Only by turning within, meditation, which is also this inner world, only by turning within, meditation, can he open the pages of these leaves of time. Only by concentrated effort and memory recall can he interpret the signs and languages of which the books are written, and yet he is locked in this infinite hall of recorded time. Though he has access to these books, worlds, he cannot enjoy the absolute reality of their contents, only enjoy the apparent, what appears to be, reality. At the top of the card in the centre is a tree in its winter state. I think that's, yeah, right in the middle there. I don't know if you can see that very well. Though it looks quite dead, it is only sleeping. The tree depicted in the centre of the card indicates present situations rather than past events or future happenings. The lantern of the elf illuminates the way. He holds an hourglass representing the sands of time, the time which appears to pass quickly and yet not at all. It's similar to the hermit in a way. At the bottom of the card we have a meandering stream. Like time, it flows on forever, the same and yet forever changing. See that there? This is also a card of solitude. The eagle at the bottom of the card represents this aloneness, which is completely different to loneliness. It is a card of leadership. For leaders, like eagles, don't flock. you find them one at a time, which is kind of coming through with that energy of this 7 here as well, what I was talking about, standing up, like being separate, and also this 8 of cups here, this one solitary card, cup, standing out, being different. The meaning behind the card shows that though you can have access to many worlds, you cannot actually exist in just one. When this card turns up in a reading, ask yourself, what world am I adhered to? Is it a world of my liking or my making? Do I want to change it? Start a fresh chapter, a new page, a new book. Do I need to write more characters in or write some of them out? Which is kind of, I feel, where we are collectively at this time. We all write the characters to our own play of life. We are ourselves the actors and actresses, the audience too. The staging, the lighting, the director and the tea-boy. We are all these and more. Write your world as a bestseller or write your own trashy novel. At the end of the day, you are the author of your own fortune or misfortune. In a portion of one of Shakespeare's play, As You Like It, Act 2, Scene 7, he portrays this beautifully. And it says, I have enclosed in brackets the planetary influence of each age. So all the world is a stage and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, which is this card here, I feel, exiting, and the full energy here is those that are going to go ahead, bring something new in here. And one man in his time plays many parts. He acts being the 7 ages. So his acts being the 7 ages. At first, the infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, Moon. Then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face creeping like a snail unwillingly to school, Mercury. And then the lover and shining like a furnace with woeful ballad, Venus. Then a soldier full of strange oaths and bearded like a bard, jealous in honour, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth, Mars. And then the justice in fair round belly, with good capon lined with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, Jupiter. And so he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank and his big manly voice. Turning again toward childish treble pipes and whistles in his sound, the last scene of all that ends the strange eventful history is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything, Saturn. This play of life, or description of life's wheel, incorporates the influences of the 7 major planets, taking place on the Earth. We have the ages taking place on Earth, the influences beginning with the Moon into Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and ending with Saturn. This hall of recorded time relates to those ages not mentioned in Shakespeare's play, the age between the 6th age of Jupiter and the 7th age of Saturn. This is the age of Uranus, Neptune and Pluto. The age of Uranus is the age of genius, awakening and initiation onto and into a higher level of consciousness. This is exactly what I was feeling. We are starting to live in the age of Uranus, the age of Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus. And Uranus, of course, is in Taurus at this time as well. So big changes on the earth within the physical domain. The age of Neptune has you realise that the imagination is the rainbow bridge between this world and that world, and that you are only as limited as your own imagination, which is the age that we're moving out of. We've been in the age of Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune for the last 2,000 odd years, but we're moving away from that age. And lastly, the age of Pluto, the age that takes you flying up to the heights of the higher consciousness and also plunging to the depths of the subconscious mind too. When you get out of your depth, become a deep sea diver. It is all there, within and without too. So for the sleeping masses that are quite content to be influenced by the stars and by the cycles of life, carry on sweet dreams of a happy karmic return. For those who don't want to be broken on the wheel of rebirth, I suggest they break the will. Books of the higher mind that take you into the ancient wisdom teachings can be found rewritten and piled upon the bookshelves of all popular bookshops. Open for public perusal, and more so today than any other time in our history. So 3 main areas of study are worthwhile in order to promote soul growth: astrology, Kabbalah, which I'm not quite so sure of on a personal level, and alchemy. It is worth having a peep, for the study of astrology reveals who we are, the study of Kabbalah shows where we are going, and alchemy explains how to get there. When you do embark upon these inner realms, always remember how lucky you are to be here and just how happy you are to be so lucky. So that I find quite interesting. It kind of fits in with everything that I've been kind of saying here, because I do feel that we are moving into this higher learning energy, higher learning consciousness, but before we fully get there, we have to go through this darker period where we really have to kind of come to terms with a lot of our own stuff, really, which I feel is what this dark moon Lilith energy is about as well. So let's see what the angel of light would like to say to us, and then I will finish off the reading. Okay, just one angel of light today, and that is discernment. Very interesting. So discernment means sensing what feels right or wrong, trusting your judgment and acting on it. Your angel guidance is to look at the people and situations in your life now and respond to your gut feeling. Learn to develop your intuition and ask the angels to help you to discern the good from the bad. They will prompt and guide you. You will feel safer, happier, stronger and clearer. Angel wisdom reminds you that when you can be trusted to use discernment, you can serve the universe in a great way. And the affirmation here is, I trust my intuition. Which is really what I was saying, the very first card that we had here, the High Priestess, which also came out twice. So it really is about us getting in tune with our feelings, our intuition, our instinctual knowing, and responding accordingly with that, without letting outside influences tell us how we should and shouldn't be or do. So I'm going to finish the reading there and say thank you very much to those of you who have taken your time to listen to it and to follow me on my channel. I really do appreciate it. If you have learnt anything today, or if you feel that this reading is of any benefit to you, which I really hope it has been, could you please thumbs it up for me, because the more likes I get, the more it gets put out into the bigger YouTube world, the more the algorithms get to pick it up, and the more it gets put out on the bigger stage of YouTube as well. I know I kind of go on about this every time, but it's what makes a difference to our videos for all YouTubers, creators. It's how we get past the algorithms and then get kind of more people to come and watch our videos and to kind of subscribe to our channels. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please could you do so. There is a button on my video or underneath the video. Also, if you tap that button, it will come out with the bell button, and you can decide as to whether or not you want to get any of my other videos as and when I put them out. Thank you very much to those of you who have subscribed already. I really do appreciate it. Please also feel free to share any of my videos. There is a playlist. I do all the astrology and the tarot readings for the full and the new moon, and all of the zodiac signs as well. I think that's probably about everything. Comment if you feel like making a comment, because it's always nice to get some feedback rather than just sitting here and like looking into the camera, which is basically what I do. So it's nice to kind of connect with people out there in the real world, so to speak. So enjoy the rest of this new moon energy if you can. Remember that whatever you're feeling, this kind of righteous rage that Black Moon Lilith is going to make us all aware of this coming 2 weeks, especially up to this next full moon, which will be taking place in Gemini, which is also the first of the eclipse energies as well. So this is going to be a real big changing event too. So yeah, the astrology read is going to be out if you're interested in that, and I will be putting the actual link for my blog onto the description box below as well, so all the comments. So if you're interested, please take a look at that and share it if you feel that you know anybody who might be interested. Would really appreciate that too. So with all that being said, thank you very much again for watching. Please take good care of yourselves. Hopefully see you again soon.